So, last week I kind of just randomly said that Gene and Blade were going to be in the game with no evidence of Marvel Rivals with no evidence. I just kind of said it, and then I said controversial shit about Blade, and I got in trouble for it. I want to apologize for saying that.
Yeah.
Because look, man, I get it. He means a lot to a lot of people, and I wasn't thinking. I was just like, he's a guy with a sword and a gun, and that was the only thing that. But he's a vampire who kills vampires because he hates them. But anyways, so the way this was gonna work was this leak dropped. Then I was like, oh, Gene's like 90% confirmed. This is kind of exciting. There's still some speculation. So I started writing up some thoughts. And then like Wednesday or Tuesday, another leak dropped, and it's like, okay, well, Gene's 99.9% confirmed, but there's still mystery to the other character. Half an hour ago, another leak dropped confirming Blade's coming to the game. So fuck me. All my speculation and all my cool leak discussion that I was gonna do, where I was gonna be like, look at this crazy thing that was found in this obscure. It's all out the window. And plus, I'm probably going to want to talk about it more when the actual trailer drops, probably that topic for me, I guess. So, yeah, whatever. I got owned. I got trolled, even.
Cringe.
You got cucked, bro.
Editor, put Braden gets trolled in the corner. Thank you very much.
Where's that even?
I don't know what you can figure out. Put Braden getting trolled in the corner. Thank you.
I'm gonna recreate Tails gets trolled, but it's you.
Yeah. That's what I want. That's exactly what I want. Thank you. Anyways, it wasn't very funny, but it got owned. Thank you. Thank you. Come again.
Blade is real.
I got owned.
I mean,
Blade is.
as for you.
I mean, of course. I mean, he was like, they had a whole 3D model of him sleeping for several months. So like,
they had a PNG.
The entire
they had
both New York maps are based on Blade plot lines.
Yeah.
Well, he was literally so. For context, he was gonna be in season 1 with Dracula, but he got pushed back probably because they wanted to market Fantastic Four instead. That's probably what ended up happening.
Yeah. Probably.
So it was gonna be him and Ultron instead, which would have made sense. But instead they were like, oh, he gets enslaved and then he sleeps. So they're just kind of dragging him out. But dude, there was so much stuff I had. Like I had so many photos, and I was gonna it was gonna be like a game theory moment, and then I was just like, well, I saw that leak video, and I'm like, God damn it, this just disproves everything.
What you should have done, you should have done it, because we didn't know that. You should have done your whole thing, and then at the very end be like, but none of this matters because this information came out.
It would have been redundant, and we're trying to save time today. Anyway.
It would have been epic.
We're trying to save time, dude.
Oh well. We got 2 hours.
Would have been long. Yeah, but 2 hours isn't enough.
Whatever.
Whatever, bro. You think I can hold my penis for that long?
Probably not, to be fair.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And I don't mean when it's.
I'm sure.
It only lasts as long as I.
Second clock on that thing.
It's like that phenomenon where, like, if you ask someone to hold a grenade, they will instinctually just drop it anyways. That's usually what happens with me and my wang.
Braden sits wrong and he fucking splooges. So I don't.
I forgot how to sit in a chair once. Did I ever tell you guys that?
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I had an existential panic. I was really tired when I came home one day, and I was looking at the chair. I'm like, how the fuck do I do this?
You put your ass.
I thought about it. I know. I forgot about it for 2 seconds, and I'm like, "Oh, that's how it's done."
Doesn't
I know.
Any sense.
I was so tired, man. So you'd think my instinct would be to go sit down, but I couldn't even do that.
Who the F is this goober? Got a lazy eye or something?
What the frick? Oh, that's Nosferatu.
No, this is Winnie. All right, bye, Winnie.
Winnie the Nosferatu.
You don't care about nothing.
That's pretty cute.
All right.
Freaker Ross.
Right, Captain.
Welcome to the ATG Podcast. My name is Charlie, also known as Barney Side Drum, and the man, his name starts with B.
Dracula.
Fuckula. And the man, his name starts with D.
Facula.
Fuckula. Welcome to the All Dracula podcast. Blah blah blah.
We will be speaking like this for the rest of the episode.
Oh my god! He's got his blood.
Oh my god!
I use
Oh
clear
my
dye.
God.
I use clear dye to make
I'm drinking
mine
tears,
not as
dude.
obvious.
Clear dye isn't a thing, bro. It's called bleach.
Tears of the Kingdom.
What? Shut the fuck up.
What? What?
Alright, we got anything
What
to
happened?
show and tell, goobers?
No.
I got nothing. I got fuck all.
Shit, son. Alright.
And we
Am I
have
the only
nothing
one
to
then?
show and tell. Oh no,
Yeah,
you do.
she
Yeah,
said-
you do have something. He got more than that. He just finished something. It's the Red Falcon.
It's the bat ship.
It's the like actual knife that you could lunge into someone's heart. Yeah,
It's that shit that Green Goblin stabbed himself on.
yeah, it is. Only like triple the size. Yeah, he
Bro,
fits
it's
in there pretty
chilling.
well.
Well, yeah, it's
How the
made for
hell does a 7-inch
figures.
How the hell does a 7-inch figure fit in there? He looks like it would be way too
Oh.
small. Weird. Okay.
Just kind of cram him in there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fucking punch him in there, like Todd always does.
Punkin' punch him.
Fucking punch him. Yeah.
Why'd you
sick.
get that, Ty?
I love it.
Explain. Explain.
It's gonna be in some videos in the future.
Cool.
But looking to replace these
COD,
ones
COD Season 2 finale.
that already happened.
The COD Season 3 finale.
That isn't.
A bunch of
happening.
troopers come out. COD's a bunch of troopers come out and arrest Kasai immediately.
Yeah, a bunch
And he
of
says-
half-sized troopers because they're 9 inches tall.
Exactly. Well, that's the twist, is that Kasai's actually 9 feet tall.
And I also got this today. First issue
Hell yeah.
of Mega Man Timelines from Udon Comics.
Is that like Mega Man No Way Home?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just gonna. I think it's just gonna be like a 5-issue anthology of each of the main timeline Mega Man characters. So like, first issue is Mega Man, of course. Next is gonna be X, and then I think it'll be Zero from the Zero games, and then it'll be fucking, I don't know, whatever one of those chumps is in the ZX games, and then Volnut.
Mighty
from
number
Legends.
9.
Mighty number 9 is cringe and dead and not canon.
Mighty number 9.
Mighty Pizza Explosion, more like. And then also, I created something that will, I think, define human history going forward. We will forever calculate time by pre and post Marvel Legends Darth Vader.
Whoa.
He's fucking sick. He's so cool. He's
Whoa.
so good. On the John Walker body.
Please
amazing.
include the picture
Oh,
of
holy shit, on the John
Horrible.
Walker body. God damn.
horribly maimed
Yeah.
John Walker.
I was like, everybody needs John Walker in them, and he's just going to
I mean,
recreate
look at
every
him.
fictional character on.
It's a fucking sex icon
looks dope.
now.
That's
He
his
is so
cool
sick.
villain origin story.
He's got his knee pads fucking like move like
Oh.
that, and then they sync up. It's so sick.
Jesus.
He's so sick.
It's elaborate.
He is.
You did good, Ty. It was a unique vision that you had, but I'm glad you fulfilled it.
Mhm. It was a
What are the capes?
Looks
crackpot
good.
idea.
Looks
But
like
What's the cape from?
I've had this cape for fucking years. I've used it on so many different customs.
It's just one of those random things you
I
bought.
just stole this from Drovix actually.
Oh, so Drovix doesn't even have a cape anymore.
Not right now. It was too small for him anyway. I bought him a new one,
Ah.
so that'll come at
Poor
some
guy.
point. But no, I've had these since 2020, both of them. They were the same cape. I cut this one to become the skirt, but I've used them on Batman customs. I used one on Batgirl. Used one on Drovix. Yeah,
the legacy cape.
It is a legacy cape for sure.
It's in everything.
But yeah, he's sick. He's got a bunch of hands. I dyed some hands black. These fists and 2 other hands are from the Cyclops that I turned into Superman. And then I dyed some hands from God Emperor Doom as well, black. So he's got
You're
good
like-
variety.
It's high custom without you dyeing stuff or putting magnets and shit.
Bro, he's got magnets,
like
bro.
the-
Bro, he's got magnets, bro.
Where's the magnets at?
His
There
fucking
you go.
lightsaber.
Yeah, he's got the magnets. Look, I respect
yeah.
the craft. That's just
And
how you
then
know it's
he's
you.
He's also got a magnet on the back of the cape, so it can be removable.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. You did good, man. Please include the
Good job,
picture of ripped up John Walker. And like, it must not have been easy to see that, Ty.
No, it was fine.
Oh my god.
He's got 800 other ones, so he's
I
Yeah,
guess.
right.
Yeah.
I literally
wanted
have
to
a
feel-
comparison shot of the two figures.
Damn. All right.
Damn.
Fair enough.
I mean, I turned another
Alright.
Black John Walker into Ghostface, so
Turned him black and blue.
all
That's
over.
what you did.
But yeah, generational custom. That's what that is.
This is pretty
yeah.
generational. I'll admit that.
Oh shit! All right.
Dude just tried
Throws a bug.
to matrix a bug right there.
It's not matrixing a bug. It's how you kill a bug. I think I got it.
Well, Hasbro knows something about killing a bug because they killed
Whoa.
Calling him a
Ryan
bug?
Ting.
Calling him a
Do you want
bug?
me to
What the hell?
Killed him
do this,
dead.
or are you doing it?
Go ahead.
Take the lead.
All right. So, this is a bummer way to start, but for the last since 2015, we've had these three boys who have done nearly every Marvel Legends stream. Sometimes one's missing, you know what I mean? But generally, like 90% of them, it's these three boys. It's Dwight, Stahl, Ryan Ting, and Dan Young, and they have been our boys this whole time. Dwight has been with Marvel Legends since like 2008 or something. That dude, he's like the head of design. Ryan was there since 2015. He's the senior marketer, and then obviously Dan, I think, is a marketer under him. I don't remember exactly. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really remember what Dan's role is.
Different. It must be a different position because he's still got his job.
Definitely a different position.
Yeah.
Also, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Ryan hired Dan, but I might be incorrect. Anyway, so I feel like I remember hearing Dan be like, "Thank you, Ryan," for anyway. But
I think
Ryan Ting, the senior marketer for Marvel Legends, has been let go. He's just straight up been fired because his position was eliminated. He has a very thoughtful Instagram post on his Instagram right now, where he talks about it a little bit more in detail. And apparently, it was rather unceremonious and rather sudden. And so, I think Ryan has been. I mean, all three of those boys are great and have been consistently great in the streams. We always compare how much better they are to the shitty Black Series guys until they just hired one good guy. But they're so much better. They genuinely was a passion for the line, I feel. I mean, a lot of the drawbacks, I think, are obviously more financial problems that the higher-ups are imposing on them versus them. I'm sure if they've always pushed the line as far as it could be. And I would also contend that since 2015, 2014, since they started the Infinite series, it has consistently improved. Maybe slowly, but surely. If you take a figure from, 2014 and compare it to one now, the one now will be vastly
100%.
You know
That's
what I
not
mean?
even. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
right?
Million percent.
If you take one from 4 years ago and compare it, it'll be way better, the newer one. And then, Ryan's job was, apparently he made a lot of decisions on the packaging. Apparently he had a role in the Death's Head packaging. I mean, he's a marketing guy. So I'm guessing a lot of the decisions with the unique packagings and maybe some of the anniversary lines and stuff went to him, it was his thing. And I know for a fact that the stop motion, I don't know for a fact, but I'm 97% sure that it was Ryan's call to hire stop motion animators to make those advertisements because he would always shout them out. Sounded like it was really his thing. So that's really cool that he was, giving work to those people. He's just a good guy, man. Like, genuinely, he's got a family. He's a cool guy. And you could tell there was like a relationship between those three. It wasn't just like professional.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's sad to see him go. It's a shame, but I think we deserve a thank you to him. Hopefully he goes on to work at a better place. Maybe he'll work for Jada Toys. Maybe he'll work for another company that isn't even toy related. Maybe he'll work for fucking, something else, but whatever it is, I hope he's successful. He had a decade at Legends, and I think Legends was better for it. And then I'll say on the broad strokes, zooming out, from that, after we salute him and thank him, this is clearly a repercussion of the financial state of Hasbro, and by extent, and this is also something that Ryan mentioned in his post, the toy industry as a whole. And we have been talking about this consistently the last year, how the toy industry is not doing very well right now. And Hasbro especially is not doing very well right now. And a lot of the adult collectors, the 6-inch stuff, a lot of the stuff we collect is failing in popularity now. The bubble is starting to pop a little bit. And if they're letting go of the senior marketer of Legends, I can't imagine how many smaller employees who work on, who are not necessarily don't have a senior role or a lead role. How many of those people they must have let go? If they're if they're firing Ryan, they probably have fired a lot of other people who are, who are who are spoken about a lot less. And so, I think it's a bummer. It's sad, but it's also a wake up call to us. I think to we're clearly at the end of an era here, and I think it certainly made me more appreciative of what we've had and what we have, because I don't think that a lot of the lines or the specialized things or the specific types of figures that we have now, the options we have, I don't think we're going to have those in 5 years. So that's depressing, but that was my thought. Do you guys have any thoughts about it?
Fuck Hasbro.
Yeah, fuck Hasbro.
Look, I mean, yeah, we talked about this. Remember I'm pretty sure it was last year when all the shitty news about Hasbro was coming out. You remember?
Off 1,000 people or something.
Yeah, it was. They were doing really bad. I mean, even recently, Ty, you mentioned the D&D thing recently. Wizards of the Coast.
Yes.
How people were getting
specifically some very important Wizards of the Coast folks. Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins left Wizards of the Coast. It's unclear if they left or were fired, or I didn't read into it. It's unclear to me. But now that they have been hired with Critical Role, who is directly competing with D&D.
It's
greener pasture for those guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a scary time, man. It's just you're right. The action figure. I mean, really, it's going to become a lot of smaller studios. Prices are probably going to be pretty high.
It's going to become more niche for sure.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Well, I mean, think about it. Even back back in the early 2000s, people used to go to comic book shop to buy figures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of that now. It's going to be a lot of people who care about action. Look, people who always care about action figures, those places will always exist. Places
there will always be action figures available. Obviously,
100%.
Yeah.
Especially
100%.
the more expensive, more exclusive ones are definitely going to stick around for a while.
100%.
Yeah.
I think we're talking
or with lines that kind of have transcended time at this point, like Star Wars, always going to have action figures.
Some kind of action figure,
always going to have some kind of action figures.
Yeah. Marvel Legends has been around since 03 or something. So
yeah. And look, I mean, it wouldn't happen, but worst case scenario, they would never do this. But they maybe sell Legends to a different company. Again, they would not do that, but
it's happened before.
It has happened before.
But they probably won't. I mean, Legends is
coming back.
When it comes to 6-inch scale collectible, affordable action figures at this price range, Legends is the top dog and kind of always has been. It's the first one. It's the granddaddy, right? Mm-hmm. So that one will probably stick around, but I would not be surprised some of the other ones stop and cease existing. And I think you're right on the money. It's probably going to look more like it did in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna.
I mean, I expect Hasbro to slow down on Legends big time.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not. Yeah, They
I mean,
will.
If they
They're
fired
already
their senior marketing. Are they even going to be marketing pretty much?
They are going to scale back, and they already are scaling back. But also, all of the lines are scaling back.
Yeah.
Fucking Black Series has been remaking the same 6 figures for 5 years or whatever.
I would not be surprised if some of the characters from our leak list last week get canceled.
Yep, me neither. Especially the niche ones. The niche ones.
Like Marina.
Like Marvel Rivals.
Like Marina or some shit. She's done. probably.
And we could go back.
Marina dead.
I mean, let's frame a reference. In 2003, you got like what, a Marvel Legends wave a year, maybe 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a huge amount away than we are right now, but that could still be, what it looks like. And sure. Marvel did. We'll see what happens, but I think my overall point. Oh, my other point I wanted to say was, I think a lot of people. I guess because we know the ship is sinking a little bit. I would say that if there is a character you want or a figure you want, but you're not sure because maybe it's not the perfect version of it, I would probably say just grab it, because I think there's this impression that Marvel Legends fans have that if they like avoid buying a figure or they boycott or something, that it will motivate Legends to improve. But I think what they need to realize is it will not motivate Legends to improve. It will motivate Hasbro to not make the toy anymore.
They're not at this point, yeah.
Yeah, at this point, they're not going to, if you skip out on this wave, they're like the next X-Men wave, they're not going to be like, shit, we're going to make the next one bigger and better. They're going to go, oh, people don't care about that anymore. We're not going to make it.
That's exactly. We've seen that happen. People didn't care about Multiverse of Madness, so they didn't make any characters from that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like those figures didn't sell very well. It happens. These waves go like Age of Apocalypse. That wave fucking bombed, so they're not going to make another Age of Apocalypse.
I think specifically the idea of like I'm going to boycott to improve the line, I don't think is viable in my humble opinion. For example, the
companies don't do
right? It's a great example. I'm not saying everyone should have bought that Ghost Rider HasLab. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that people boycotted that because they thought it was bad, and they did not. There's been no HasLab since. They just don't do it anymore. The message was not. I'm sorry, for Marvel Legends specifically. The lesson was not. Oh, we need to make
they
it.
Did Giant Man.
All right, they did Giant Man, but then Giant Man was it, right? We're done. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, but I think HasLab was just a failing model for everyone except for G.I. Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
G.I. Joe kills it every time, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
Series has their 3 3/4.
They came back around and they made this car, but at a more affordable price or something like that. You know what I mean? They just didn't make it. And now they're not making any HasLabs. Mm-hmm. But you're right. They did do Giant Man, but now they're done. Like they're not doing Marvel Legends HasLabs. Yeah. We're done.
We don't even know what's going on necessarily with the made-to-order stuff.
Haven't seen any of those happen yet.
Or
Dragon Man, Sentinel. Yeah, we haven't seen any of those guys yet. I would assume they're like people put money in. They're going to happen, but
I figure we'll see finished product at
probably soon.
But we probably won't see too many more items like that.
Yeah, because they're too much of a. Well, they're not as risky because again, it's literally made to order, so you're paying for it, but still, it still costs money either way.
They need to justify. They need to turn a profit on it, so they need enough sales to justify making it.
100%. It's just it's a really dicey world that in terms of all this shit. It's all so muddled.
This was the lesson I learned a couple years ago with the Indiana Jones line. I mean, I went into that. You guys remember? I was very negative on that line, right? And I'm not saying it's perfect, but at a certain point, I realized they're never going to make an Indiana Jones 6-inch line again. So my little protest was going to do fuck all to get me a better Indiana Jones figure. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just was like, well, I'm never going to get this opportunity again. I might as well appreciate it while I have it. And so I went out and I bought a bunch of them, and now I have them. But that's never going to happen again. Like that's it. We might get like single release indie figures, but we're never going to get that number, that price range, that consistently. You know what I mean?
And if you really want a better one, Figuarts made theirs and Mezco made theirs. So.
Yes. But you're not going to get like a complete set. You're not going to get like a you know what I mean? It's just not going to happen.
No, it depends. It really does depend on like, especially for like Legends will always as long as they're making Marvel Legends, you're always gonna get fucking Spider-Man figures. No, they're never gonna stop selling Spider-Man figures or Iron Man or
Spider-Man will have toys long after we're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yes, he will.
Yeah, but in general, certain characters will always be made. The big popular ones will always be made. We might just not be seeing waves with obscure characters and stuff anymore, unless they're like really specific or something.
And they might become more niche too, like we said.
Yeah.
They might become a more niche product. So anyway, that's the overall message. But we appreciate Ryan and everything he's done. Hasbro sucks. Obviously, Hasbro sucks.
Hasbro.
You have to understand that whenever we're critiquing a Legends figure or a Black Series figure or anything, it's always more from the corporate side of things. It's not always the designer's fault inherently. It's usually because corporate.
And I will say, in spite of all that corporate stuff, they have still managed to consistently improve the line, if slowly but surely, which I think deserves.
There's
some lines are the opposite, where they get worse and they cut off hip swivels and they
biased, right? We're not biased at all, right?
They just had a generational toy, okay? Calm down.
They did just have a generational toy. That's true. They just had one.
Yeah, but do they have thigh swivels?
No, they don't.
Anyway,
it's valid.
Yeah.
See you guys in 10 years when we're all running to GameStop Collector and buying a $500 fucking The Thing figure. It's gonna be great.
It'll be on discount too.
Can't wait. We're talking 35.
You guys are gonna let me go because my position's gonna get canceled now. Is that what's gonna happen to me?
Well, as soon as you stop making us money,
look, to be honest with you, if you're the senior head of marketing for the All Things Geek podcast, you're doing a shit job.
You're doing a fuck-ass job.
What do you mean? Bro, come on now.
Bro, All Things Geek podcast, that's a name set up for failure.
Bro, there are 12 other All Things Geek podcasts.
I know! I hate them!
Well, none of them are still going, is the point that I wanted to make. Is that
there's one of them that keeps posting shit.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But
I guess we do have a competitor.
They're not as sexy as us.
Cool. They're not as
What about, guys, we need to focus as if we had one eyeball to look at the topic, almost like a cyclops.
So fucking stupid.
Guys, we must focus our singular eye.
Guys, we need to focus our eyeball.
Would Scott not be a more relatable character if he had just one fucking eyeball on his head?
He pulls off his thing and it's just...
Yeah, he goes, Gene, I love you.
SH Figure Arts announced a Gamerverse Cyclops.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. Out of absolutely Cyclops' big, thick booty nowhere. I know I don't have pics.
Okay, I'll send it.
Yeah,
so this was kind of random. Also, I thought Gamerverse was only Hasbro, but I guess not.
No.
It surprised me. I mean, they might have
definitely been in other other companies before.
I'm sure.
In Gamerverse and other places. I don't know where, but I feel like I've seen it.
I feel like that's the same thing. I mean, he looks pretty good. People are saying his ass looks weird, which that's just kind of like...
They do say in the post a new addition to our Gamerverse line, so I'm pretty sure like they did, Spider-Man or something from the games and called it Gamerverse or something like that.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, they did do... I'm pretty sure they did do Insomniac Spider-Man at one point. I mean, I think he looks... His weird flat open screaming mouth is freaking me out though.
Look at his dump truck, yo. Look at that dumpy.
Yeah. People are talking about his ass and how weird it looks.
Yeah. He's caked up.
Actually there was a development with him specifically where he's really small. Which isn't a surprise. Yeah, he's quite small. I know you guys don't have the Mayfex, so you don't know how small this is. I mean, none of us do. But, I mean, they say 6.3.
I really don't like that a 2 are in inches, and then he is in millimeters. That pisses me off.
Yeah, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. I don't care for it.
How am I supposed to compare that number? You want me to do math? I'm not doing math. Anyway.
Well, you know what? There's a frame of reference for what it'll look like next to the other guys. So
that's true.
Very small guy. But SHF usually runs smaller scale anyways, unless you're the Spider-Verse line, which in case you make your Peter Parker 7 inches tall, for no reason. Yeah, he looks pretty good. I'm probably not gonna get him, but he looks pretty dope. I wonder if they're gonna. I wonder how many characters. Because I love Cyclops.
I fucking don't.
I'm number one Cyclops fan.
I could be wrong, but I do. Maybe it's just the perspective, but particularly the shot of him like this one, of him like jumping. It looks like his
Yeah.
arms, like he's got gorilla arms. Like it looks like a really long.
I
But
don't
maybe that's just a perspective.
gorilla
thing.
arms. I guess there are no pictures of his arms like fully. I mean,
Yeah,
there is
there
one.
aren't.
No. I mean, they're just. I mean, there might be a little bit like exaggerated, just because it's like a more exaggerated style.
Gotcha.
But I don't think it looks that weird.
It's hard to say because I can't find one with his arms straight down.
The only one who his arm is straight is the
Yeah.
one where he's punching into the sky.
But
Hard
even
to
then,
say.
you know, it's figure art, so you
True.
could adjust the shoulder to put it higher or lower.
True.
So his arms are like sunken, like they're like
Yeah,
lean.
you could
they-
slouch him and make him like look like a Neanderthal.
ape. I guess you could. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Cyclops moment is when he turns into a Neanderthal in front of
Have
you.
him in the gorilla position where his ass is sticking back and he's got like his arms down.
Yeah,
That's not. That's the
Stick out his
classic.
dumpy.
That's the classic pose, man. Wait,
You're so
is this what
funny.
you're talking about? Hold on. This Spider-Man actually can't do it as well as the other ones can. That one, right?
Kinda.
Sure.
Kinda.
Okay. Sure.
That was
Sure.
worth the wait.
Well, I didn't tell you to wait. I didn't expect you to wait for me. Now I'm on the spot. It's cool. It's cool.
How much is he?
$187. I don't know. Hold
I
on.
don't think he's not up for pre-order yet.
Okay.
He's probably gonna be anywhere from $90 to $130. I bet
It's true. Figure arts are more expensive.
they are. They recently all jacked up in price.
Yep. I'll be interested
Yeah.
to see what the next mainline Naruto costs if they change the $35 price point entry. You know, because for like entry level figures,
That would be very sad.
it would be sad. It would be kind of cringe. But
Kind of the world we live
alright.
in.
You know what's not cringe and is actually sick as fuck? Jack
that?
Specific Sonic
Oh,
X
yeah.
DC action figures.
This was breaking news last night. It's breaking.
It was breaking your mind.
I said this so. I said it so
breaking
not like bored. I was like, "This is breaking news."
This
Breaking
is
news.
brand new news, guys.
This was breaking
Alright,
your mom's news last night.
You have pictures of these or no? Do I have to
No, I don't
do
have
everything
pictures
around
of
here?
these.
God damn it, Tyler!
Oh, damn it.
Take this instead. Live with that. Put that on screen.
Oh,
Fuko.
God.
Fuko the nerd.
Oh, he sucks. Oh, he's so bad.
He's really
Why are you calling him Fuko?
Because he Fuko off.
That makes sense. Hold on.
Shut up, bitch.
All right. Give me one goddamn blessed second,
Wow,
please.
bro doesn't even have pictures, bro. What the fuck, bro?
Because I told you to add it and then I didn't see it until later. I thought you were gonna be like,
He had it super early this morning, bro.
Yeah,
what?
bro.
Bro.
I added it
I was
at like
watching
fucking
X-Men
3
movies all
a.m.
day. I wasn't paying attention.
Thanks,
He was watching the Sex Men all day.
I finished.
Me myself.
He's been watching every Fox X-Men movie and then watching the porn parody of it after.
Yep.
Adding
He
to my
prefers the
adding
porn
to my
parody of each,
experience.
He
obviously.
thinks it adds to the lore.
Yeah, it's to the lore.
He's watching the whole
It's his
movie.
head canon of what happened.
He's watching the whole movie. He's like, "Why- "What is Xavier's dick size?" And he watches the porn parody. He knows.
Explain why Moira wants him so bad.
Moira McTaggart.
Why is she's? I don't care about Moira. They keep trying to make me care about Moira, and
Who
I
the fuck is
don't.
Moira?
It's
Moira
his
McTaggart.
weird wife.
Huh?
She's from
It's his weird-
First Class.
It's his
Oh.
weird British wife that loves him more than
Alright.
anything.
She's not weird. She's a very pivotal X-Men character in the comics, bro.
I know, but she's pivotally my asshole. Hold on.
What the fuck did you... What?
All right, there you go. I finally got.
Oh.
I got him. Yeah. So Jack Specific. Jack Specific. We knew about these. They leaked these, or well, we knew about these. But
I mean, they
seeing them in the
announced
flesh
these
is
at
very
Comic-Con
interesting.
last year.
Yes, they announced. Yes, they announced them. These are 5-inch scale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, you
These
can tell
are-
the
these are the same
articulation.
scale of the movie figures. It's actually the same release style as well. It's 3 single figures, and then it's the multi-pack with the light-up figure.
Yep.
Who's the light up? Who's light up?
Batman. Bat Shadow.
He's light up?
You touch his little bat symbol and it glows.
It glows around the edge.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's some interesting things going on here because they have like the ankle, what is it called? Ankle rocker. They have that there.
They have
hinge.
my boy.
Almost. They don't have butterflies.
Yes,
Some of them do.
No.
Yes,
Yep.
they do.
What? No,
What
they
is
don't.
that?
Look
What
at
is that
look
right
at
there?
Silver
What is
and look
that?
at
What is
Amy,
that?
bro.
What is that?
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Idiot.
Sonic doesn't have one, or Shadow
is
doesn't
that?
have one.
Maybe
What
you
is
just
that?
can't see it, my guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a photo.
Also, shadows light up, so he wouldn't have one because the light up figures don't have them.
Yep. I'm pretty sure Sonic does have them. You just gotta find the other photo of him where you can kind of see it, but it's like hidden.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. They do have butterflies. Weird. And they
It
have
is the
bicycles.
exact same articulation scheme as the movie
Yeah.
figures. It's
I
literally the exact.
texted him that these are just the spiritual successor to the movie figures.
Yeah, 100%. Literally, the articulation same, scale's the same, and then it's the exact same release, like style. 3 solos, 1 multi-pack. You know.
I kind of want this dark side to go with my my Superman and Batman costumes.
Dude, this dark side fucks.
He kind of
He's
fucking
got
cool,
double
right?
jointed elbows and knees and shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's got boot swivels.
Yeah.
he's an improvement on the Eggman and Gerald.
He's a huge improvement on the Eggman.
Yeah, he's kind of sick.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
I like
He's 7 inches tall.
Yes, so that'll be
so
perfect.
wild.
He'll be an inch taller
So
than
wild.
Batman Superman.
It's so cool that they're doing these. They look so sick. They look so fun.
Ty hit it right on the nail on the head when he said they're the spiritual successor to the movie figures. This is the follow-up.
Amy not coming with a weapon is a little sad. Oh, she looks really
She's
sad
my
too.
favorite, though. No, she's my favorite.
Yeah, but she doesn't come with a weapon.
Super great. I don't fucking care, bro.
Well, she needs something to hold,
Buy
man.
a fucking Wonder Woman figure and give her a Wonder Woman sword or something.
Oh yeah, buy a Wonder Woman figure
I mean,
in
you could
this
also
economy.
just like take a yellow pipe cleaner and give her the whip.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think of it.
Yeah. But she's
When
probably
we-
my
I-
favorite. She looks so cute.
I like that she's not happy.
Yeah.
like,
That's what
She's displeased.
you want
she's
my
not making
favorite?
that-
My favorite is this fucking guy right
Yeah.
here.
I was about to say, I
Green
think
Lantern
mine. I think
Silver.
Silver or Shadow are my favorite. I love that Shadow.
Shadow looks sick.
Shadow was cool if it worked. He also has a plastic cape, which sucks. I was kind of hoping.
Oh yeah,
fabric. But,
Yeah, they
that
would
does
do
suck.
that. But you could.
but they're probably going to
replace-
do a
fabric.
solo release. They did call this Wave 1. So just like the movie figures, there's a Wave 2 coming, and he'll probably have the proper.
Well, we know
Hell
that
yeah.
there's
and Wave
there's a
2 will
Tails-
have Superman Knuckles and Cyborg Tails.
That's the one I'm interested in. Is that one? I want
Yep.
that one.
Superman
Knuckles guy.
Knuckles. Yeah.
I
And
had
these are
actually.
still, by the way, even with the license, the DC license, these are still $14.99, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I want.
I really hope, since Darkseid 7-inch, please, and we know in the comics the DC characters are taller than the head Sonic characters, so please make 6-inch DC characters, please.
That would make sense, and that would be the ultimate. But I could totally see them being like, "Well, you can't make 6-inch scale DC figures."
Yeah, well, because fucking Gerald and Eggman are 5-inch, so they'll make them 5-inch.
I know. It sucks. It really sucks. But like, come on, if you can make that would be the perfect middle ground to do that. The Emperor Palpatine.
No, he's more evil than Palpatine.
Yeah, he is, because Palpatine can't shoot lasers out of his eyes. He can shoot lightning out of his hands, but not lasers out of
He
his
can shoot
eyes.
lightning out of his cock. But...
And it would put Palpatine gooning in the corner.
I can't hold on.
They're taking over!
I will tell you the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise. I love him.
Clip of Palpatine going... after he's finished blowing his load on Mace Windu.
I don't think you can put that in the video.
But, yeah, these are so cool. I love them.
Yeah,
I
they're
just
very
wish
sick.
that they were 4-inch because I fucking hate these stupid 4-inch
I
action
fucking
figures.
hate. Are you gonna get any?
Probably, yeah.
He ought though. He ought. What does the Knuckles Superman design look like?
Knuckles
Knuckles
Superman.
in the Superman costume, pretty much.
Yeah, they didn't really change any of the colors or anything on him. And Tails is just Tails, but he's got crazy cyborg mech. Yeah.
I'm really glad Tails isn't Robin. Would have been so stupid.
Oh, I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that. Actually,
well, Robin's not even in the comic.
Oh, dude! If Next Wave has a Metal Sonic, I'll fucking piss my pants.
It would just be metal. It would just be Metal Sonic, though.
That's what I want. I just want a good Metal Sonic, a 5-inch Metal Sonic figure. That's all I want.
He literally is just my boy. In Superman.
Yeah, look at him. He's got little red Superman Lego
shoes. His shoes are cute.
Yeah, I do like his shoes. I'm happy he's got the trunks. I'm very happy.
I saw people on Twitter complaining about Superman or Batman beating Metal Sonic, and it's like, honey, you don't know Batman well enough to fucking.
Well, I think it's because they have all of the Sonic characters just destroy all the DC characters. That when the roles are switched, I think everyone was like, "What?" You know
but it's goddamn Batman. Oh, yeah, look at
fucking Flash goes up against the Deadly Six. So that's
does
great.
he?
Yeah, he does.
Why?
Because they're being controlled by one of Darkseid's goons with the conch.
What the fuck? I'm seeing mixed information about if he doesn't have trunks. If Knuckles has trunks or not, but he don't got trunks.
He does.
Gotcha.
No trunks. Hashtag no trunks.
That's a bummer. I feel like he would wear trunks.
They took away his trunks.
They did.
Yeah, it's fair.
He looks cool though. That's basically just going to be a normal Knuckles figure. Like if you just repaint it, it'll just be Knuckles.
Silver's Green Lantern is like the best choice ever.
They'll have to sculpt the cape. I mean, they'll sculpt on the logo, and then they'll have to do the specific Superman boot cuffs.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. It's weird because in the art it looks super 2-dimensional.
Well, yeah, but
crazy. Darkseid's got a Chaos Emerald.
They've done sculpting for everything else on everybody.
Yes, you're right. The logic applies. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's like, oh, my fucking Chaos Emerald.
I can use Chaos Control.
And Flash is like, let's kill this fucker. And Sonic's like, yeah.
Sonic's like, way ahead of you.
Let's do it.
I kill gods on the regular.
Do you guys know what the in-universe justification is for them putting on the costumes of the heroes?
They're filling in. Essentially, because the Sonic characters get sent to the DC universe while the DC characters are stuck in the Sonic world. So
what are DC characters gonna do in the Sonic world?
They fight the Deadly Six and Metal Sonic, and basically they just have to find the Chaos Emeralds. So the DC characters, the Justice League, has to rely on the Sonic characters to save them. They have to collect all the Chaos Emeralds and then send the Chaos Emeralds to their universe. So the Sonic characters can find them because they know the Chaos Emeralds better, so that they can solve the problem.
Most biased comic issue of all, or series of all time.
I think you mean based comic of all time.
If it was a DC story, it would be like Batman analyzed the matter in the Chaos Emeralds and understood it in 0.3 seconds.
Oh, what a suck.
I really hope Superman goes super in the final issue.
Oh my god. Superman?
Super Superman.
I want to see Super
Could
Superman.
you imagine? That'd be so good. Superman and Supersonic.
I want to see
Batman.
Superman.
I'm really excited for
Batman can't go super.
I'm really excited for Superman Knuckles thing. That's so cool. It makes me so happy.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
Yeah, great line. Great lineup. Good job, Jax. You guys are nailing it.
Hell yeah.
Feed me more.
Make me happy. All right.
Make me happy. Make me smile.
I mean, so few things do make me happy in this world.
Yeah, that's fair. You live a dark reality.
Speaking of dark realities, Fantastic Four has a final trailer.
Why is that a dark reality?
Things are not looking good for the Fantastic Four.
They're looking like they're in trouble.
They might be a little bit in trouble.
It's kind of looking like their world might get eaten. I'm just saying.
It's kind of looking like
certainly being threatened to get eaten. So there is this is a cool. So all right, new Fantastic Four trailer came out. It kind of came out of nowhere. Honestly, I was a little surprised. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer until we got a final trailer, because technically we're still a month away from the movie, basically. But I'm sure we'll get more like random spots and stuff. But yeah, they did a new trailer. I was really nervous it would show too much. It does not. It basically just shows more of what we've seen. So you get to see a little bit more of the Force. Did you guys watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you get to see a little bit more of the Force powers. And it seems like this trailer was edited in a way to respond to some concerns people had about the movie, which is interesting. The biggest one being every trailer has shown more of Reed Richards stretching. Every single time there's been like 2% more. Actually, it looks like this Reed is mostly going to use his powers for traversal, which I actually think is kind of cool. Like every time he's used them, it's been him like hopping around on something or climbing something, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's logical. I've never thought about it that way, but yeah, he probably would use it as more of a traversal method, you know, and like zip around. And it looks good, by the way. It looks good. Like he zips up, and then they blend a CGI Pedro with a real Pedro, and it looks super convincing, which is really cool. And then you see the thing.
He doesn't actually stretch. What?
Whoa! What? No, yeah, he can just do that. Yeah.
He didn't train enough for that.
He was stretched so thin during his busy career that he can just do that. Anyway. There's that. You get to see a little bit more Sue's powers. I still love the like refraction thing that she does with like the like multicolored lights and stuff. They're showing the baby more and more, showing little Franklin more and more, and we get another direct response. There was this big fear that Johnny wasn't going to be enough of a man whore in this movie,
or an asshole,
because the actor came out and said that he was empathetic person, which apparently translated to, oh my god, the movie's gone woke and they hate women now or whatever, or they hate men that like women or something. I don't know. It was ridiculous.
They love women.
It was a very silly complaint that people had, but they are responding to that. So you see like a billboard of him, and he's got like all buff and sexy looking, and all those women fawn over him, and he like winks at him or whatever. Of course they were gonna do that. It's his thing. But anyway, so there was that, and then we also get to right. Yeah, it's one of his things is that he's never been in the thing. I think the miscommunication was Johnny's not a character that is in pursuit of women. Women are in pursuit of Johnny. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
He likes attention.
He likes attention, but he's not like love starved, and like he's not Tony Stark where he's having like 8 one-night stands a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not driven by his penis.
They definitely do that. They definitely do that a lot in recent comics, though, which I think confuse people.
No.
Didn't Johnny's like sleep with Doom's wife or something?
Oh, he sleeps with people.
He sleeps with an alien, but that was more of like a genuine emotional. It was like a actual relationship. The whole point of that was that it was a genuine connection or something. Anyway, but in the movies with Chris Evans, he is more of like like a horn dog, you know. So I think that kind of contributed to this like notion.
Everyone's kind of a horn dog in those movies.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Exactly. They're oddly horny movies.
Early 2000s.
Anyway, he's fine. We're good. He's great. Every time I see more of Joseph Quinn as Johnny, I like him more and more. I think he's great.
He's great in the trailer.
And then we also get to see more of the Silver Surfer. They have been steadily improving the effects in the Silver Surfer trailer to trailer. Big surprise! The effects in an early trailer are shittier than when the movie comes out. Holy fuck! It's almost like that happens every single time. But yeah, she looks
out like a month before the movie. But yeah,
she looks amazing. Like she's really looking like you see like the muscles on her neck like flex when she's talking and stuff. She looks good.
You could have fucking recreated 1-to-1 the Silver Surfer from the old movies in this movie, and people would still be like, the old one looks better, even though it would be
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. But she looks great, and then she gets a really cool line where she says, I herald his beginning, I herald your end, I herald Galactus." It's just a cool little line. It's like the spooky like line. It's kind of fun to have a proclamation of like, Silver Surfer's always been the herald of Galactus, but what does that mean? You know what I mean? And this kind of helps kind of define that a little bit more. Yeah, she's like cool. I also noting, I'm gonna like side note on the Silver Surfer, there was also a spot that came out alongside this, like a TV spot, of Johnny and the Thing driving like in a spaceship, and the Thing's driving the spaceship. Johnny's manning like the turret on the spaceship, and they're chasing the Silver Surfer, right? And the Thing is like, Johnny, can't you hit her better? He says something like that, like, can't you aim better or something? And then Johnny says, I don't tell you how to drive. You don't tell me how to shoot sexy aliens.
Yeah.
So I would like to flash back to my reaction to the first trailer on this podcast when I was like, maybe there'll be some romantic thing with Johnny and the Silver Surfer. I'm just saying, looking more and more likely that could be the case to some extent. So there you go. That was fun to see.
He's just like you for real, bro.
He's just like Bray for real.
Guys, are we not talking about the actual real thing that this?
Okay, hold on, Brayden. I'm building to it. Give me a damn second. If you let me finish, I'm getting there.
Building to it, blockhead.
I'm getting to it. Come on now. Don't you see? I'm eating around the cookie. I'm fucking Squid Gaming this. I'm getting around so we can get to the real meat and potatoes, right? There's a running gag throughout the whole.
I don't see it.
You don't see it.
Shut up, bro.
There's a running gag throughout the whole trailer where everyone's like, "Hey, dang, say your line." He's like, "I don't actually say that," and then some asshole on the street goes, "It's clobbering time," and he's like, "I don't say that." Whatever. It's like a running joke throughout the trailer, right? And then we get a shot at the very end of Johnny pushing the thing down, and he's like screaming at him. He's like, "Say it!" And the thing's like, "I don't wanna." He's like, "Say it!" And he's like. He's doing the Stranger Things thing where he's like, "Wake up!" You know, he's doing that voice.
Chrissy,
right
wake
before
up!
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he's talking about. I was like,
Yes.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he goes, "Chrissy, wake up!" Remember the like whiny voice he does? That's the voice he's doing in this shot. It's very funny, and the dynamic between them is great. And then right before things, he's clearly about to say it because he gets into like a cannonball, but then it cuts off, right? But the crazy thing is, whoa, the thing's got a weird ass rock beard growing off his face. What's that all about?
What's that about?
What's going on? I don't know, man. He grew a beard. Fuck if I know.
I thought you were gonna have a 30-minute rant about.
I don't. This is also why I didn't bring it up.
Happening.
This is also why I didn't bring it up because I don't fucking know what. I don't care that much. But
he had a beard once in one comic where he was really old. Yeah. That's all I know.
Yes, he had a beard in one comic. It's like it's the way they do it is I think it could have looked a lot worse, and I think they did a smart thing where they had like the texture and like the angle of the beard be different than the rest of his head, so it looks like a beard and not just like his head is
finer rocks.
Yeah. Yes, and it doesn't just look like his head's growing and he's become like a Chad jaw, which I would have been my concern.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Chad jaw, that'd be great.
The best speculation I can give you about this is that either this happens at the beginning of the movie and then he shaves it, or this happens at the end of the movie and there's a time skip, or they go to space and there's some sort of clearly him with the beard is not a large portion of the movie because we would have seen it by now. You know,
we would have seen it in other shots.
Well,
it could be a
still got
post-credit
his
scene.
shirt on for it, so I think it's probably like mid-movie, maybe early third act, and they went through some sort of time dilation in one of their space voyages or something.
Yeah, totally. Could be like there could be like a Thunderbolts thing where they like skip ahead a year right before the post credit, and it's like he's grown the beard, you know, something like that. Gotten a new shirt.
Bro just wants to wear a beard. Or
I don't know, but it looks dope. Ty, did you send me that sweater? Was that you? Did you send me that sweater? Mm-hmm. I want that sweater so bad.
The Hot Topic sweater?
I want it so bad, dude.
I mean, it's like a cosplay-worthy sweater.
It's dope.
100%.
It's also a cozy-worthy sweater. I want to be in on a Sunday afternoon wearing that sweater watching a movie, dude.
Bro's going to be on his couch gooning in that sweater.
What's up, little Dick Braden? What's up?
He froze.
I said you're Johnny. You'd be Johnny.
Oh, with the hair? I guess.
Have a little Johnny. Ha!
Whoa!
Sucker.
Whoa!
Can I be Thing? Can I paint myself orange and be Thing?
Yeah, no, of course you can.
Yeah. But also put
I should get the sweater and then I should wear it to the movie.
Can I use house paint like on my body?
Ty, you're gonna have to take some acrylic paint and put it in the sides of your hair, and you can be Reed Richards when we see you. You can just.
Why would you paint the side of his hair? That's a good idea.
Silver gray.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. Wait,
Bro, I
that's
want
pretty
one of them.
good.
I want one of them sweaters too, to be honest.
I want one of them too. We don't have Hot Topic. Well, I don't have a Hot Topic where I live, so
Get
I
a
don't know.
matching blue pair of pants and some white boots, and boom, good to go.
Oh man, there you go. It's like the easiest cosplay to pull off of all time. It's like the best. Like, it's so simple. You just throw it on. You're good. But you can't be Reed because Reed has the white. Doesn't have the white collar.
But he should have the white collar, to be fair.
He should, yeah. He just painted it white. I don't know.
I might
whatever.
paint it
Yeah,
white
so-
on Legends when I get him.
Also, the baby in the movie goes from
The baby.
from not born to like 6 months old. So whatever
Yeah.
happens there probably happens when the thing
think-
gets his beard.
They take their baby into space. I think. I'd venture
Well,
to bet
the
they take
baby's
the
also
baby.
going to have, like, god powers. So maybe the baby just, causes some sort of time dilation.
That's true. It does have god powers.
They just fall through a hole, and the baby turns them all like 20 years older.
Why would they
They're
fall through a
like-
hole?
The space hole, the baby
does that have
space
to do
hole.
with
Don't you
anything?
know?
What the fuck are you talking
baby
about?
space
Don't talk
hole.
about
The baby
baby
creates-
holes, bro. What the fuck's
The
wrong
baby
with you?
creates a space
Fuck
hole
off.
in space
Fuck off.
and creates.
Fuck
I'm trying to
off.
explain my theory. I'm trying to
Fuck
explain my
off,
theory. You're not
fuck
listening. You're not
ass.
listening. You're not listening to my theory.
Fuck off.
The baby space hole in the
Shut
in the
up.
Sigmar system.
Stop saying
Shut
baby
up.
space hole.
Yeah. Fuck. This
The
isn't
more you
boy
say
hole-
it doesn't get
This
better.
isn't boy hole 10, bro. You fucking
Editor.
sus ass freaking. Play the clip of Braden saying he's a local pedophile.
No, please don't. Please
No,
don't.
no, no.
I just,
No.
I did. Wait. I disavow. Tyler, don't put that in. Instead, put a clip of a lamb running through a field. Dude. Oh my god. That is awesome.
And with you playing over it.
No. Can you delete? Can you censor part of the word at least, please?
Why?
It's evil.
It's been on the internet for like 10 years, my guy.
Doesn't make it any better.
I can only matter. You said
There's a
worse.
video of me cutting a person's head off. Doesn't make it any chiller.
I
disavow. Anyways, it was a great trailer. It was a
Good
fantastic.
Shut
it was
up,
a
shut up,
fantastic
shut up,
trailer.
shut up, shut up. We're not doing that gag anymore.
It's fantastic.
Shut up.
It's
Squeaked out.
fantastic.
Squeaked out.
God damn it. All right.
It's terrific.
Speaking of the MCU,
Yeah.
Fuck.
somebody decided to watch Ironheart. Whatever.
Oscar did. Oscar, you got any words about it?
Who's Oscar?
Yeah.
What?
Nerd.
You say
Yeah.
who's Oscar? You're a fake
That's-
fan. You're
Yeah.
a fake fan.
You're a fake
I'm a
friend.
real
You're a fake
I'm a real
friend.
Fake friend.
Oscar the
Editor,
Youch.
editor put fake fan in the corner. Or fake friend in the corner.
All right. Whatever.
Yeah,
So, sorry, Oscar.
whatever.
I love you.
I don't care.
We'll give him
Whatever.
a little treat when I see him.
A little treat.
Little treat. So I'll give him one of those immune system treats, so he's like a superhuman cat for the whole day. Anyway.
Yeah, so that when
Um,
Braden sees him next, he can beat him up.
You already beat me up last time.
Good.
So look, I know nobody gives a fuck about Ironheart, and I'm not asking anyone to give a fuck about Ironheart. Okay,
Mhm.
that's fine. It's your prerogative. But I wanted to watch it because I'm a Marvel fucking dork, right? I watch
Mhm.
most of it except Secret
are a
Invasion. Go
dork.
fuck it. That show can go fuck itself. But as a completionist, I want to watch. Also, I liked Ironheart in Wakanda Forever enough to make me want to watch it. And I would say I thought about this as like a tier list of these. I think people tend to like congeal and put all of these like young Avenger characters into the same group that they all suck. And I do not agree. I think it's much more like there's like different tiers to them, right? So like Miss Marvel's the best one, right? Obviously.
Mhm.
And then I think Kate Bishop's pretty great, a little bit under that, right? And then I like Billy from Agatha. I think he's great. I think he was a really interesting character, and I like that he's like really like morally ambiguous. And then in the middle, a couple steps down in the middle, I would put Ironheart, right? I think she's like right in the middle. I think she was well cast, but she didn't have enough to do in the movie. And then several steps lower, I would put the America Chavez, who gets no characterization at all. She gets her backstory, but there is like nothing to that character in that movie.
It's like a 2-second backstory. Like she had moms, and then she
goes to
the
backstory machine, and it shows her backstory. It's the dumbest shit ever. And then several steps below that, I would put Cassie Lang from Ant-Man, because Cassie was a great character. Cassie rocked in Ant-Man 1, Ant-Man 2. She even had one of the best moments in Endgame. Cassie was great. And then they recast her and made her fucking boring and stupid in Quantumania. And I hate that character in Quantumania. Just boring. When people say these Young Avengers characters are boring and lame, and they're just like, really, they're just not as interesting as that's what she's like, the epitome of that. She's no problems. She has no difficulties. She's just boring and just puts on an Ant-Man suit for no reason.
She's mad at her dad because he's not doing anything cool. That's like
right.
That's her whole plot.
Which sucks because she was great in the other movies. Like generally, I wept when in Endgame when he saw her and she was so much older. You know what I mean? Like she's great in those first two movies, but whatever. Also, she's like quirky and weird in those movies, and they made her boring and smart. Anyway, so. Ironheart was middle of the pack, and I just wanted more from her, so it was enough for me. If they made a Cassie Lang show, I probably wouldn't watch it. But I want to watch Ironheart. So here's what I'll say about it. It's only 6 episodes. That was the other reason why I decided to watch it, is I was going to finish it in 2 sittings. Like, there's this sitting, and then there's another one on Tuesday, and it's done. That's not a huge commitment for me, right? I'll watch it. I watch really bad movies every day for fun. I watched Anaconda last night. It was horrible. But anyway, I saw it, and here's my thoughts. It is it's not bad. It's not excellent. It's decent. So I think the best part of the show, in my opinion, I think Riri Williams is really well cast. She's still good from the other movie. And her whole character motivation essentially is, what if Tony Stark was just what if that character existed, except he wasn't rich and didn't have any money and had to still wanted to make an Iron Man suit, right? So that's kind of the premise, is Riri does not have any of the inherent privilege or generational wealth that Tony Stark had, to make incredible Iron Man suits. And she wants to make one because she is intelligent enough to make one, which I think is an interesting premise. Because a lot of the plot of Iron Man is Tony Stark realizing how to use his wealth and his privilege for a good end. So that's the whole point of the movie, right? What happens? It's a fictional scenario that would never happen in real life. What if a rich person was a good person, right? That's the thing. And so that's cool. And I think that this show serves really well thematically in her character as a companion piece to the message of Iron Man and sort of the point of that. So Riri, though, because she doesn't have any money, she basically ends up becoming a criminal to save up enough money to make an Iron Man suit. So they do heists. There's this little heist group, and that's where the Hood is. He's the leader of it. And I was nervous because I was is this going to be the whole show? Because it kind of sets itself up like it's a heist, an episode. And I was that's not really what I want from this. But it's not that. There's only 2 heists, and the last episode, the third one, I haven't seen the other 3. They haven't come out yet. The third episode's great. The whole formula of the show kind of, I think what's interesting about this is you're watching a character make mistakes, and I think people struggle to do that because nobody has patience. And also, maybe they would give a white dude the benefit of the doubt, like Tony Stark, to see him make a bunch of mistakes. And then when he becomes a good guy, they're great. But when it's a minority, they're oh, this person sucks. I hate them. Why are they killing people? And it's Iron Man's killed 500 people in the movies, anyway. So she's making these mistakes. And what happens is it all comes crashing down around her at the end of the 3rd episode. And it's actually quite dramatic. And I was really surprised to see shit hits the fan. Pretty bad. So you guys don't care about spoilers at all, right? So basically what happens is the Hood's got his magical coat, and there's this really interesting thread throughout this about it kind of does world building for the technology in the MCU. So every heist they did is a different startup company that is focusing on a different aspect of technology. The first one is this underground hyper travel station. Awesome action scene, by the way, with the Iron Man suit. It's super well set up. It's really good. The second one is about a botanist that's using technology to super enhance plants. So it's like in this big greenhouse like facility on the ocean. So they're really interesting like locations here. And the show is clearly exploring how different applications of technology like affect this world. And so one of the major characters in this, I should mention, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but the son of Obadiah Stane is a main character in this show.
Alden Ehrenreich?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's Alden Ehrenreich. Though, yeah, it's him. He's the son of Obadiah Stane. Yeah. So he has sort of his job. What's really cool is his whole character is living in spite of his dad, trying to not be a evil psychopath bad guy. So he's built like he's a tech ethicist, right? So it's like his whole job is, they don't really show him at work, but they talk about his job. He's trying to uphold ethical use of technology. We could really use, there's a lot of fantasy in this that I wish the real world had. It just doesn't. But he's built this glass house around himself, not literally, but like emotionally, where like he's really understated, he's really shy and sheepish, because he's trying to restrict these, like, clearly his dad had a psychological disorder that he now has inherited, and he's trying to, like, he's really understated. So Riri comes in there and starts pushing him to advocate for himself more, and you can tell he's starting to lose it because of that. Like, he's going out, he's like fighting with his neighbor, and he starts doing things that are like, you can tell he's losing grasp, you know? So what he wants to do is he wants to use technology to like replace organs and like help cure people's diseases, or basically become a cyborg to use technologies to help save people. So he starts like cutting into his flesh and like putting fucking shit in his arm and stuff. So that's like a huge plot thread. He's the best character in the show next to Riri. He's so interesting in my opinion. Also, they established that the world doesn't know that Obadiah Stane tried to kill Tony. They thought he died in a plane crash, which I think is interesting. And he lives in like a nice house, but he has like this secret bunker with all this tech that I think the implication is he's trying to keep it. He would say, I'm keeping this tech, this illegal technology so that the wrong people don't use it, right? Because he doesn't touch any of it. He literally files it away and like won't even touch it. But secretly it's because he's crazy like his dad, and he just wants like an armory to himself. So anyway, that's going on.
Of myself.
Yeah, exactly. So then at the
Ironmonger at the end.
So then they go on the botany heist, and so Hood has got this magical hood, and he's clearly, there's some sinister shit. His powers are he can go invisible and he can bend bullets. I don't know if that's his powers in the comics. I don't know anything about the Hood.
All I know is that he shoots pink dildos.
Yeah, so he warps bullets and he can go invisible in this show at least. So Riri doesn't trust him and wants to get a section of his magic cloak so that she can analyze it. So what ends up happening is that in that heist, she created an AI double of her best friend accidentally. How do I explain this? This is there's a lot in this show, man. It's a high concept sci-fi. So she tries to create a replica of the AI she used in Wakanda by hooking up stuff to her brain to download the information or whatever to turn it into an AI. But what happens is her trauma or whatever, she has like a nightmare, and instead it creates a replica of her dead best friend, who is now like her AI buddy. Which again is like, what the fuck? You kind of just created life or whatever. What is going on here? So here's what happens, right? All these like spinning tops are going on. All of this she's dealing with this psychopath, and then she's dealing with this other psychopath who has a magic hood, and there's this AI best friend that is really unethical, and they talk about that it's unethical. And so what happens is it all kind of comes to a head in the last episode. She is trying to sneak around the facility to steal a piece of the hood. She has the AI best friend controlling the suit to pretend like it's her. And the AI screws something up because it goes like it's not like Jarvis. It's a double of her best friend. So it's not like it's like a person. It's like flawed, right? So it does something, and then that causes a chain reaction that leads to the facility shutting down, and automatically it starts pulling oxygen from the place. Riri steals a piece of the hood, but at the same time, the friend abandons like the group of people that she's trying to keep alive to like heist. Basically, what ends up happening is it all goes to shit, and a bunch of the people in the facility die, and then the robot comes to save Riri because it's like panicking that Riri's about to die, and it pulls Riri out, and one of her teammates is in the room as the oxygen's leaving, and he finds out that she's onto the hood and is trying to like betray him, and so he attacks her. The robot steals her, leaves. That dude gets trapped in the room and fucking dies in front of Riri. Like, it's her fault. Like, she basically leads to this guy dying. So then she goes back to her place, has a panic attack, starts like breaking down as the AI is trying to kind of like consult her. And then the hood finds out that it was her fault. And that's kind of how we leave the last episode. And then at the same time, obviously, we are hearing that Obadiah Stane's son is like going, like, we're getting implications that he's losing his mind, basically. We're seeing like the fruits of that. So I anticipate the next 3 episodes are going to be about Riri's whole life exploding and her trying to put out all these fires. And I think it's going to lead her to making some morally dubious decisions at the very end. Because there has been this hint from the cheesers that she's going to invent an Iron Man suit that uses magic. Like it's like a hybrid between Iron Man suit and like it's like using the Doctor Strange magic. And I think she's going to like sell her soul to Mephisto like Ghost Rider style to like get that power. So this basically what I'm trying to say is this show is not going at all how I expected. It's kind of like you're watching someone blow up their life. It's kind of crazy. And it's also opening up a bunch of ethical questions about like technology and like the state and like I don't imagine her AI best friend is going to survive this show. I can't imagine she will. Because again, that's like a huge serious problem. Like for like her best friend I think was dating this other guy who now are like there's something going on between her best friend and this dude, and it's Riri's love interest throughout the show, and he doesn't know that she cloned this best friend, and so I think he's gonna find out about it and like lose his shit. There's a lot going on. It's really I don't know how to. It's like it has more. I thought it was gonna be like Miss Marvel, and it's more like fucking Ex Machina. Like it's weird. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but it's at least really interesting and unique, I think. It's a lot darker than I expected it to be, frankly. And I'm really curious where this leaves Riri. Like, I don't know how... Is she going to join the Young Avengers? Because she looks like she's going to be in a really weird spot emotionally, like mentally. I'm very curious where we're going. Also, Mephisto's clearly going to get introduced in this. Like, clearly. Like, they're foreshadowing it, but, like, come on now. Like... It's not very subtle. Like the foreshadowing is really obvious. So I think whenever you introduce Mephisto, you introduce that concept of like dubious decision making and like kind of selling your soul to the devil. And I think that's where we're going. We're going to Riri selling her soul to the devil to like fix all these problems.
Really, they're setting up Mephisto so that Spider-Man can make a deal with him to resurrect.
Oh God, no! I hope not. Anyway.
Brand new day.
It's a weird show. I don't think it's for everyone. It's oddly high concept. It's like super high concept, like techie. I'm not saying you guys should watch it. I'm just saying to me, it's interesting. I'm even saying it's like great. It's just interesting. It's like it's not what I expected. I'm a little surprised about its role in the MCU right now. I don't know if it even has a role in the MCU. I don't know, but it's this sort of like this weird tech espionage heist show about like the morality of tech and advancing civilization. And you know how like Mark Zuckerberg says like break things and apologize later or something like that? Like that's like one of his favorite quotes. This whole show feels like it's exploring the issues with that statement. I feel like that's sort of the idea of the show is the writers were like there's this mantra in tech to like push the boundaries and then the ethical questions later. And I think that this show is about that. I don't know what the conclusion will be. I think it's going to end in a giant cliffhanger and it will probably never be followed up on again. So I don't know. We'll see. But a teched out Iron Man character is interesting. I don't know where that goes. You know what I mean? I don't know where we're going in the MCU with that information. So sorry, I know I've been talking a lot. I don't think you guys like need to watch it, but if you're ever like find yourself down like a technology rabbit hole or something, maybe then you can watch it. I don't know. But it's interesting. It
sounds interesting.
It's not boring. It's not boring at all. I think a lot of people thought it would be boring. It is not boring. That's one thing I can say. It's interesting. It's weird. That's the most I can say about it. So yeah. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
glad
see,
it's not bad.
We'll see how the next 3 episodes sound. See if I'm interested.
Yes,
by
I've
it
heard
and
the-
where it goes.
I've heard the finale's the best one by far. I've heard that's like everyone loves I've heard it's one of the best finales of an MCU show. And I've also heard people say the show should have started at the finale. That should have been the first episode. I've heard people say that before. That's a little weird. I don't know what that means.
I guess probably it means that like starting there would be a more interesting story than getting there.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. But I'm like, is that mean like we want like the show they should have made was like the Mephisto Iron Man show? I guess I don't know what. We'll see.
Well,
I'd be curious to see her. I feel like no matter what, if Riri joins the Young Avengers, she's going to be a ticking time bomb of a character, which I think would be interesting to see.
but this show's been in development forever, right?
Yes, it has.
Yeah. So
I
it's
also
crazy.
wonder if some of the ideas from Armor Wars got baked into this show. I really honestly, Obadiah's son feels like a character that would have been in Armor Wars or something. Like when that I got spoiled for it, but it was still when that happened. That was your lean-in moment. That happens in episode 2. That's when I was like, "What?" That's when I was like, "Hold on." Like I got spoiled, but that's when the show. I was like, "Oh, interesting." So we're gonna see this guy kind of lose it, and I'm curious where we leave him. I'm curious where is he gonna? Because like, who's the villain? Is it gonna be the Hood, or is it gonna be him, or is it gonna be both, or is he gonna go off and be in fucking the Vision Quest or something? I don't know. But
he'll survive the show, and then post-credit scene will be him being recruited by Justin Hammer.
Whoa, that'd be dope. Actually,
That'd be sick.
That'd be awesome.
sick as fuck.
They gotta bring
I've
Justin
wanted
Hammer
Justin
back,
Hammer
man.
to come back for a long
Yeah.
time.
They gotta bring him back.
Yes. Whatever.
Not maybe-
Interesting show. It's really not about the legacy of Tony Stark. It's more about the legacy of Obadiah Stane, to be honest with you. I will say, I think sorry, one last thing before I wrap up. There's one major critique I have, and that's that there's this awkward writing thing they are doing where they will start to approach the concept that Riri is less privileged than Tony Stark, doesn't have the resources he had, and they will start to sort of approach that and making a statement about that. And then they'll have Riri awkwardly say a line like, "But I don't want to throw shade at Mr. Stark. Obviously, he did a lot for the world." And she does that like 3 times. And to me, that feels like a Marvel Studios mandate of them being like, "Oh, don't shit on Tony Stark because then all of the chuds are going to complain. So maybe just pull back that commentary a little bit and let's have her like awkwardly be like, actually, he's dope in spite of everything that I just said." And it's really awkward when it happens. And I wish that I know they're worried about the chuds being like, "Oh, it's woke," and Marvel's like they're ruining Marvel with wokeness or whatever. But like, they need to realize that those people are still gonna say that. Like that doesn't matter. The second you made a Riri Williams show, people were gonna say that.
Second
right?
you put a woman in your show,
Yeah, exactly. So
You're
it's really
doomed.
awkward every time they do that, and I don't like it, and I wish that they didn't do that. Because it's kind of muddying the overall like point of her character and what they're trying to say with her character, because she awkwardly it's just really janky. Like I don't know. And she also like, why does she call him Mr. Stark? Like that's a Peter Parker thing. She wouldn't call him that. It's just everything about it's really forced whenever she says that. So that's the only thing I really don't like is I wish that clearly there was a Marvel Studios mandate to not. And by the way, her acknowledging that Tony Stark was rich and had a lot of resources that she didn't have is not an incorrect statement, and also isn't shitting on Tony Stark. The whole point of Tony Stark is him learning to be a hero in spite of all that. That's the whole point of his character, is that he's learning that he needs to use these resources, these privileges he has to help people. That's the whole point. It would not be shitting on Tony Stark. It would be reinforcing the whole point of the Iron Man movies. Like that's the entire point, is that Tony's trying to rework his legacy into helping people. He literally says, "I don't want to make weapons anymore. I don't want to do this. I just want to help people." He becomes obsessed with it. You know what I mean? That's like, anyway, whatever. It's just awkward whenever it happens to me in the show. I'm like, oh, that's when it feels like a comic book show, not like a normal show. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, I would get it more if she were Tony's protege, like she is in the comics. Like she actually has a relationship with him. But in the MCU, they've sort of posed it as just like She didn't know this guy. She's just sort of aping off his idea.
Well, so they address it. So in the show, it's like they ask her like, "Why you could build anything? Why are you building an Iron Man suit?" And she says, "Because people are obsessed with Iron Man suits, and that's the only way I can really get my name out there and become like a thing." So she's making the Iron Man suit as a means to an end to get popularity from the MCU world, which that makes sense. Obviously, people in the MCU world are obsessed with iron suits, right? Like everyone's got one. Spider-Man's got one. So it's kind of like. It'd be like if you went out of like college and you were like, oh, I want to, I don't know, if you were like a game designer and you were like, oh, I want to make a really good, first person shooter that's amazing. Not because I like first person shooters, but because everyone else does. And it would get my name out there or something like that. That's kind of like how they frame it. But you're right. If she was going to be like massive respect to Tony Stark, it'd make a lot more sense if she was his protege. That would make a lot of sense because he did something for her. She doesn't know this man at all, She has every reason to be like, yeah, Tony Stark, he was a genius and, he invented Iron Man suits, but he had a lot of inherent resources that I don't have. That sucks. I'm frustrated about that. I'm going to go be a criminal. Like, that would make her character arc way clearer, right? But they don't do that. They have to have her awkwardly act like he's Mr. Stark and she respects him even though she's never fucking met him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm telling you, it's so awkward when it happens. It's so strange every time, and I hate it. I don't like it. They need to stop with that. And it would be cool if they had like to me, the ending of the show could have been that like Pepper shows up and is like, "Hey, you're a genius. I own Stark Industries, and we're trying to better the world. What if I gave you a grant to make an Iron Man suit, or I employed you at Stark Industries, or I helped you with your startup or something?" Because that's really
cease and desist.
Cease and desist, right? Because that's really what Tony Stark that's what his legacy would have. That's what he you know what I mean? That's what he does.
That's what Tony would have done.
It is what he would have done. Absolutely, 100%. He did it to fucking Spider-Man. Like he's done it before.
He did it to Potato Kid.
Potato Kid, exactly. Literally, he gives him money to make like a super potato gun. Like,
That's what they're gonna beat Doom with.
It's the same thing.
He gets shot with a face with a potato.
With an epic potato launcher. Yeah.
And he goes.
Or maybe Potato Kid shows up at the end and is like, I work for Stark Industries and I'm a scout for talent or something now. Do you want, I don't know. Like, there's a number of ways they could have made that less awkward. But to me, it feels like it's less about Tony Stark's legacy in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's more about Tony Stark's legacy in the real world pop culture. Which are not the same thing. So I don't know. It's awkward. The Tony Stark thing is awkward, and I kind of just want them to stop mentioning him at all. So, that's my philosophy.
They can't because the character is inherently tied to his concept.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. So, oh well, whatever. It looks like they're giving her a more comic accurate Ironheart suit by the end of it, but not.
I hope so.
Exactly.
I'd like to see the black and pink.
It's black and red, pink. I don't know, but
they already did black and red with the fucking Wakanda. I want black and pink.
It doesn't look like that one. You'll see. I don't know if you're gonna like it or not, but they're clearly going for it, and I don't know if it's. I think her magic suit is gonna be like this super cool. Like it's gonna look. But there's been like images of it, and it looks a little bit more like the comics, but not exactly. By the way, the Iron Man stuff, the Iron Man suit stuff in this is awesome. Everything with the suits is fantastic and really well done. Like it's the coolest an Iron Man suit has been since like Iron Man 3, honestly. Like it's very cool shit. Like it's physically there. They actually put the actress in physical suits. You know what I mean? Like a lot. It has weight to it. It's very dope. I like it.
They're not going to want to do the pink because, she's a girl. What? She has to have the pink color. But pink's a sick fucking color, okay?
It is a sick color. Pink and black is a great color scheme, actually.
Sick. Just embrace it.
They should embrace it, absolutely. But also, it looks like her Iron Man suits are going to look less humanoid and a little bit more, like...
Gundam-y?
Gundam-y, yes. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's a good take, especially since you had all the humanoid Iron Man.
It's kind of I get the idea. I think it's cool to be like she's a different creator, so her vision is going to look different. I think that's a good idea. But Also,
her art style is different.
yes, but also I think you can still do that and do a cool magenta, pink, like in black, like comics suit. Because her suit in the comics doesn't look like Tony Stark's suit at all. It looks way different.
Oh yeah.
It almost looks more like a Mega Man sort of offshoot. It's
Yeah,
very
it does.
Mega Man
Yes.
X-y.
Yes, it does. But the way, like, just the way they approach the suits, the way they shoot them, the effects are really cool. So I like that. Like, I don't hate, but like, they don't really feel any weight in the later like in the end games and the Infinity Wars. They don't really have a lot of weight to them, you
It's
know.
all nano.
Yeah, she's still dealing with normal tech, so it's cool. I like it. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I'm so sorry. Nobody cares about Ironheart except me a little bit. It's interesting.
It could have been bad. It could have been good. We didn't know. So
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great, and I'm also not saying I don't know if you guys would like it if you watched it.
Right.
But
Well,
At least it's not terrible. The first three episodes.
First two episodes of Miss Marvel were great, so we'll see how the last 3 episodes of this go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I hope that
Miss
this whole
Marvel
like
had such a
dumpster
good
fire
job.
thing works out for her. I really want her life to like collapse. I think that's
Remember
kind
how
of
baited we were by Miss Marvel? It was pretty good, and then
It was, and it ends
purple
early.
skeletons. Oh,
yeah, then the fucking Jin lore came out. I'm like, get it out of here. Get it
And the
out.
fucking time
Going back in
travel.
time. I don't
Yeah.
care.
I can't
Braden
believe
and
they
I-
didn't do a Miss Marvel season 2. Or, like, what the fuck, man?
watched
That
Braden and I
character-
watched that show together. All
It was
in one
crazy.
sitting, and it drove us insane.
It starts so good, and then I don't know what happens. It just lost the plot halfway through.
Yeah, and she like time travels. It's crazy.
They're like, we gotta-
She saves her own fucking grandma. She's the reason she.
Yeah.
lives.
Probably because it should have just been a movie and not a fucking show.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
Or- well,
if
just
they did a
Also,
movie that was
just like there's no real. I mean, the villains aren't really the villains, and like they all die, and it's just bad plot. Bad plot.
Sucks.
Anyway, that's besides the point. We're off
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
cool. Very,
Cool.
Very, very cool.
Yo, that's dope, bro.
Yo, that's sick as heck.
no good.
That's bait.
That's based as heck. Oh.
Maybe.
Kind of based, to be honest, Ty.
Hey Ty, you're a little based.
Frankly, based, TBH.
Frankly, you're kind of epic.